Well, happening right now in Hibbing, negotiations between school leaders and union members are going late into the night as the threat of a strike looms maybe as early as tomorrow if a deal isn't reached. Northern News Now's Ella Showborough is up there tonight following the situation.
It was a make or break for AFS CME Local 480 as a day-long mediation with Hibbing school leaders would determine whether or not the union's 115 Hibbing school employees would go on strike. Monday night's mediation was broken up by the union at 6, allowing representatives to share ongoing negotiations with union members. The AFS CME Local 480 claims that shortly after their new contract was ratified, the district superintendent, school board chair, and business manager resigned. Now members say the Hibbing Public School District is refusing to recognize that contract, filing unfair labor practice charges against the district last month. But as these conversations continue, the possibility of a strike lingers. The district saying in a statement this week that it would cancel all early learning and community education programming throughout the duration of the strike. It could also put a pause on spring sports for students. I spoke with parents of Hibbing school students today, many saying they support the union workers, but also worry about the impact the strike could have on their kids' education. Their main concern? A pause on their child's sports, which many families have already paid for this season. This as Hibbing Public Schools faces a challenging financial situation with a projected $2 million budget shortfall after voters rejected a referendum in November. In Hibbing, Ella Showborough, Northern News Now.
All right, thank you, Ella. If a deal isn't reached and a strike begins, we're told there wouldn't be school tomorrow. If we get word of a development during this show, we're going to bring it to you live. You can look for overnight updates at northernnewsnow.com and on our app.